Recognition.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. As the member
Designated by Dr. Dunn of the state of Florida pursuant to H-Res 8, I inform the House that Dr. Dunn will vote nay on H-Res 24. As the member designated by Mr. Buchanan from the state of Florida pursuant to recognition.
Madam Speaker, as the member designated by Representative Michelle Steele, pursuant to House Resolution 8, I inform the House that Representative Michelle Steele will vote no on House Resolution 24.
Vote nay on H-Res 24.
For what purpose does the gentleman from Arizona seek recognition?
As a member designated by Representative Cardenas pursuant to H.R. 8, I inform the House Representative Cardenas will vote aye on H.R. 24. As a member
This is an Andy's Randomness special report. Reporting now, Andy Pollack.
You are looking live at a picture from the U.S. Capitol at this particular moment. History in the making. We are witnessing the House of Representatives vote this afternoon to impeach President Donald J. Trump for a second time. And with that being all said, it is a very, very dark afternoon in our country and for the world. You are just joining us. I am Andy Pollack. We are live right now waiting for the historic vote from Washington, D.C., where, again, at this particular moment, if you are just joining us, we are waiting to see the historic vote from D.C. for the impeachment for a second time of President Donald J. Trump. So we are going to go to a PIP view right now of me, and what we'll do right now is we'll just fix this. Ooh, don't want that being there. And we gotta fix that for later. Okay, we will fix that and put this on your screen right now. So again, this is a live shot of the U.S. Capitol. We received word earlier this afternoon that leader of the Senate from Kentucky, Republican Mitch McConnell, has not said that they will have a trial in the Senate until after Joe Biden officially becomes president. They are officially holding this vote today because of the tragic events that happened last week during the Electoral College roll call vote. Many of you know dozens of protesters stormed the building, and it was a very unpleasant day for our country last week. And now here we are a week later, waiting for this historic vote to take place. Right now you can hear the background. Well, there's not really a sound right now. You don't hear anything, but utter silence as we are now waiting for a very crucial vote on impeachment. Once again,
this is the gentlewoman from New York seek recognition.
Madam Speaker, as the member designated by Mr. Young of Alaska, pursuant to House Resolution 8, I inform the House that Mr. Young will vote nay on House Resolution 24. Thank you.
all right, so you just heard the newly elected Congresswoman from Staten Island and parts of Western Brooklyn, Nicole Maliotakis, representing New York's 11th Congressional District, speak on the floor of the House right now.
For what purpose does the gentleman from Indiana seek recognition?
Madam Speaker, as the member designated by Mr. Baird from Indiana pursuant to H-Res 8, I inform the House that Mr. Baird will vote no on H-Res 24.
This is the gentlewoman for Virginia seek recognition.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. As the member designated by Mr. McEachin pursuant to House Resolution 8, I inform the House that Mr. McEachin will vote yes on House Resolution 24. And as the member designated by Ms. Porter pursuant to H-Res 8, I inform the House that Ms. Porter will vote yes on H-Res 24.
Well, as you can see right now, a very close vote on H-Res 24 right now. We have 146 votes at this particular moment, and I'm just also monitoring ABC News right now on my phone to get some clarity of just what's the situation today, of course. So, what this vote is right now, and as you see on your screen, this is a vote on whether to impeach President Trump for a second time. So, that is the situation at hand today due to the protests last week in Washington, D.C. And we are going to be pulling up some very important stuff that we need to bring up on the air today. And I will just pull up my documents from the House in just a second.
For what purpose does the gentleman from Michigan seek recognition?
Madam Speaker, as the member designated by Mr. Bergman, pursuant to House Resolution 8, I inform the House that Mr. Bergman will vote no on final passage H-Rev 24. As the member designated by Mr. Lamborn, pursuant to House Resolution 8, I inform the House that Mr. Lamborn will vote no on final passage H-Res 24.
For what purpose does the gentlewoman from Massachusetts seek recognition?
As the member designated by Ms. Franco pursuant to H-Res 8, I inform the House that Ms. Franco will vote yes on H-Res 24. As the member designated by Ms. Bonamici pursuant to H-Res 8, I inform the House that Ms. Bonamici will vote yes on H-Res 24.
This is a gentleman from Maryland seek recognition.
Madam Speaker, as the member designated by Ms. Alma Adams of North Carolina pursuant to H-Res 8, I inform the House that Ms. Adams will vote yes on H-Res 24.
All right, so we have obtained the article of impeachment against President Donald J. Trump today. So we will be pulling that up in just a second.
The gentleman from Virginia seek recognition.
Madam Speaker,
as the member designated by Ms. Titus of Nevada, pursuant to H-Res 8, I inform the House that Ms. Titus will vote yes on H-Res 24.
Okay, so we will put this on mute for a second. I do apologize because we want to pull up the latest developments on what has transpired today. So we will just take this off and put this right here. And we'll just shrink this down. Okay, here we go. So this is the article of impeachment again against President Donald J. Trump today. So this is what the document does say right here. So shrink me down. No, it's a small print, but you're going to have to bear with me. I'll move this a little bit to the right. And then we will zoom in and we will read this together. So let me just shrink this down. I apologize. Put this up. Well, do apologize, folks. I'm not going to be able to get you a accurate reading unless I shrink this down. So we'll just have to shrink it down. That way you can get a better idea of what I'm about to read to you. Okay, introduced on January 11th, the resolution will impeach President Donald John Trump for high crimes and misdemeanors. Specifically, the resolution sets forth an article of impeachment stating that President Trump insinuated an insurrection against the government of the United States. The article states that prior to the joint session of Congress held on January 6, 2021 to count the votes to the Electoral College, the president repeatedly issued false statements asserting that the president election results were fraudulent and should not be accepted by the American people or certified by state or federal officials. Shortly before the joint session commenced, the president retaliated false claims to a crowd near the White House and willfully made statements to the crowd that encouraged and forcibly resulted in lawless action at the Capitol building. Members of the crowd, incited by President Trump, unlawfully breached and vandalized the Capitol and engaged in other violent, destructive, and serious acts, including the killing of a law enforcement officer. President Trump conducted on January 6, following his prior efforts to survey and obstruct the certification of the presidential election, which included a threatening phone call to the Secretary of State of Georgia back on January 2nd, 2021. The president gratefully endangered the security of the United States and its institutions of government, threatened by the integrity to the democratic system, infiltrated with a peaceful transition of power, and imperialated a co-equal branch of government, and by such conduct, the president warrants impeachment and trial, removal from office, and or disqualification to hold United States office. So, the big takeaway from this today, and this is something notable that we need to bring up, and I just brought this up as soon as we let off. Let me just confirm the news right now. So he's undecided on convicting. Here we go. So this was the story that came out today, that the leader of the Senate, Mitch McConnell, will not reconvene the Senate early for an impeachment trial. Obviously, keep in mind that the results on January 5th, yes, the 5th, last week, that the Reverend Raphael Warnock and John Ossoff won their seats in Georgia. So therefore, Chuck Schumer will be leader of the Senate starting on January 20th. So, this is what the article read. Senate GOP leader Mitch McConnell will not consent to reconvene the Senate on Friday under emergency authorities, delaying the start of President Trump's likely impeachment trial until January 19th. If the House will vote to impeach Trump, as is expected today, the trial will not likely take place until after Joe Biden will be sworn in on January 20th. So, they are not going to do that. Here's something interesting. So it says, even if a trial were to start yesterday, on Tuesday the 12th, that would have not given enough time to remove Donald Trump from office. So currently right now, there are still some votes that are being counted. We'll just go back to the video feed right now. And as you see here, this is the video feed that we have from the House of Representatives. So, let's get my water. We're also monitoring any developments if there are any more protests outside of the Capitol building this afternoon. Randomness LP has received some verified reports that protesters are gathering outside this afternoon, of course. So we are going to go back to me and shrink me back up at the moment. So, again, we are witnessing history right now. We are witnessing something that has never happened before in our country's history, that a sitting United States president has never been impeached twice. It's never happened before. Now, keep in mind, there have only been 3 presidents in total that have been impeached: Andrew Johnson, Bill Clinton, and Donald Trump. So that makes 3 who have been impeached. Donald Trump would be the first to be impeached twice. Never happened before. It sounds like it's going to happen. The current vote right now, when I'll pull it up at the second, is 200 to 183. 200 to 183 at this particular moment. So we're going to keep an eye on this situation as it unfolds. If you have any news tips, please tweet to me at Andy's Randomness. If you have another news tip, you can also DM me on Instagram at Andy's Randomness. I do check those a lot, of course. So if anybody does have a news tip, please do so as well. I would appreciate that. We have received a news tip from our colleague, Camper News. So let's see what this news tip says on my phone. And we will pull up. Oh, okay. That's not a news tip relating to this story. Glad Matt gave me that news, if he is watching, but I need news tips if anything's going on outside of the Capitol. So, if you're watching this right now, and if you're in the DC area, again, please do not hesitate to contact me on social media, so then that way I can get information out to you all. So that way, if we do have any confirmed reports of protesting, we do know so at this particular time. I will mention that the only networks that fully covered the debate today here in the U.S. were NBC and ABC. Now, I am pulling up CBS at the moment. And right now, it looks like CBS is not on the air. Unless I'm just looking at the Baltimore feed right now. Yeah, see, I'm not getting anything either. They're showing the same thing. Possibly Matt Camper had something to rebuttal on the CBS coverage. Matt?
On CBS, they're not even covering the vote. Really? I saw on Twitter somebody saying, oh, they interrupted. You know, they said the news at 4, I think this was Providence, Rhode Island affiliate, said, oh, the news is going to start late for the Providence, Rhode Island affiliate because they're showing a special report, but I don't see any special report here in New York. Is it again another stupid optional special report? And they're not even showing it? Or are they going to, or did they just preempt? Yep, just like I thought. They didn't preempt. So I don't know what's going on with CBS. Really? You figure Nora O'Donnell would be in the studios covering it, but no, they're not doing that. So now I have to watch ABC. Come on. we're getting word now that CBS will be preempting regularly scheduled program around 4:40. So, again, CBS News will be preempting regularly scheduled program around 4:40, and it will be anchored by Norah O'Donnell.
All right, Matt, thank you very much. We just want to note to our viewers right now that we just checked WJZ in Baltimore, and we were just checking Channel 13 down there. They're still airing regular programming at this particular time. So, please keep us posted whenever CBS does come on the air. That would greatly be appreciated, because certainly we are curious to find out if all three major American networks are in fact covering this today, since this is truly a historic moment in our country's history. Alright, so the votes are being tallied up right now. We're up to 219, 220. Wow, this is going very fast. 221. And we just want to confirm how many members are in the House of Representatives. Let's just confirm that number. How many members are in the House of Representatives? There are currently 435, so we're still waiting to figure out if all 435 members are in fact present. Because some have tested positive for COVID recently, because they were huddling up last week. So, again, we are still on standby to officially wait to hear from the Speaker of the House, Nancy Pelosi, to make the official announcement. We know it's not official yet. We're still waiting to confirm the news that President Donald Trump will be impeached for a second time in his presidency. Now, we need to note something for our international viewers. Keep in mind that a week from today, Joe Biden will take the oath of office. So please note that a week from today, Joe Biden will take the oath of office. Random SLP will have special coverage of that next week, of course. We do plan to carry that live. No matter who won the election, we were going to carry the inauguration if Trump had won. No matter what, we were planning to do it anyway, no matter the outcome of this circumstances. We were not going to cover the Capitol incident last week because there was just so many violent, shocking images. We were afraid that YouTube was going to take down our stream, so we decided not to go live with coverage last week due to protocols with the YouTube community guidelines, of course. So our coverage next week of Joe Biden's inauguration will be live at, we're aiming for an 11 a.m. start time, if possible. We are aiming to do that to cover the inauguration of Joe Biden. Also to note that next week we will have coverage of Governor John Carney being sworn in for a second term in Delaware. We will, in fact, cover that. We've been toning our coverage down of the COVID response because we feel that it's not really necessary to provide updates unless it's major reopening news. We don't have that to provide to you right now, so we're not going to cover that. So I'll just quickly bring that up, that we will cover the inauguration live from 411 Legislative Hall. So we will have that feed for you next week live, as it does happen, from the state capitol in Dover, Delaware. The lieutenant governor is also going to be sworn in next week. It is, of course, important to note that, so we do want to cover that live. We're just checking our comments right now. We don't have any comments at this particular time, but again, we do not know if all members of the House have voted. It says right now, 9 are left. Okay, so that's a thing to note. But again, we are waiting to hear the official word. So as you can tell, there are members leaving and exiting, which is understandable. There are people... I see somebody with a phone right now. So that's something interesting to note. An old-fashioned landline. So, I have just received a notification from Newsday. And it says, and I quote, President Donald Trump has been impeached. So, again, we do not want to officially say that on the air. We don't want to speculate anything right now. I mean, it's looking like he is impeached at the moment. But again, we want to wait to hear from House Speaker Nancy Pelosi. So we just want to note that. While we are waiting, we have breaking news in the world of sports. And I think a lot of people in New York are probably happy about this news. Adrian Wojnarowski of ESPN is reporting right now that the Brooklyn Nets have just acquired James Harden from the Houston Rockets in a blockbuster deal right now. So I know I'm quickly changing the subject, but I'll just quickly bring that up before we wait for the official word at this particular time. Brooklyn will be acquiring James Harden in a 3-way deal. So I'm trying to confirm this information. So the Nets are getting rid of Karis LeVert, which I think, in my personal opinion, that's a dumb move. Why would you want to get rid of LeVert? He's an important bench player. Brooklyn will send 3 unprotected first-round picks, one next year, one in 2024 and 2026. Plus, they will swap picks in 2021, 2023, 2025, and 2027. The Rockets get Cleveland's 2022 first-round pick via the Bucks. Now, this is interesting. The Rockets are going to expand the deal to send Karis LeVert to the Indiana Pacers for Victor Oladipo. So that's an interesting development that we just got in. So I will retweet this right now on my Twitter. Again, you can follow me at Andy's Randomness. So we will have the official trade details for you right now. Okay, hang on here. Hang on here. Multiple sources have confirmed that majority in the U.S. House has voted to impeach. But again, we do not want to independently verify this yet. Because again, this could just be illegitimate information. We'd rather would hear it from the floor of the House. So, I wish I could find that picture I had. Maybe I could find it somewhere. Because then that way we could flash it on the screen whenever we do have it. It's somewhere. I just have to find it. I'm texting it to Matt to show him what the picture would look like. Because I know I had it from the last time we did have to do coverage like this, unfortunately. Which, again, you know, that's what happens. I almost found it. I know this is from February. Let's see. I'm close to finding it. Let's see. Almost found it. Do apologize. It's somewhere. I'm just looking for that picture. It is somewhere. Just have to get it. See, I should have been more prepared. Because I had a picture that said President Trump impeached. So we just want to confirm this. This might be my early 2020 stuff. Almost there. May have found it. Nope. Nope. Well, we can always make one on the fly. Be easier that way. But I have the future one for guilty or acquitted when they do go to the Senate. It's easy to find a picture of him. There we go. So we just want to flash the picture when we do get the official word. Because again, we are waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting so eagerly, so impatiently. But the news will come as soon as we do get it. So as I said, I'm getting multiple sources that are confirming this news that he has been, in fact, impeached. But again, we want to wait to hear from the official floor announcement. We prefer it that way. Okay, here we go. Okay, there we go. We just want to have the picture ready at this particular time. So we're just going to send it to me right now, and it's ready. Okay, good. So I'm going to show you what the vote is right now. This is this might be the final vote. 231-197. 231-197. So again, Ren and this LP is not ready to verify that Donald Trump has been impeached. Once again, we are waiting. Oh, it looks like Speaker Pelosi is about to lift the gavel at the moment. Stand by. We are waiting for her to lift the gavel. Oh, here we go.
All members voted. Does any member wish to change a vote?
Where's she coming from? No, can't go.
So it's looking like this might be the final vote. 231. Again, let's just confirm it. 231-197. 231-197 will look like HS Resolution 24. It looks like it has passed, and it looks like we are waiting for official confirmation from Nancy Pelosi that Donald J. Trump has been impeached. So again, we do not want to verify this just yet. We want to officially wait to hear live from the Speaker of the House. Let's see if she's going to speak. Here we go.
On this vote, the ayes are 232, the nays are 197.
The resolution is adopted. Without objection, the motion to reconsider is laid upon the table. Congratulations. That's it. What now?
So there you have it. It is official. President Donald Trump has been impeached for a second time in United States history. Truly a very sad and
The chair
historic
announces
moment.
that pursuant to Section 3A of House Resolution 41, the House Resolution 40 is hereby adopted.
So again, folks, this is the official breaking news right now.
The
Here we
Speaker's
go.
appointment pursuant to Clause 11 of Rule 10, Clause 11 of Rule 1, in the order the following of the House of January 4th, 2021, of the following members of the House to the Permanent Select Committee on Intelligence.
Mr. Schiff of California, Chair. Mr. Nunes of California.
So again, if you're just tuning in, President Donald Trump has been impeached for a second time in United States history. So now we wait for the
Section
Senate.
5A, 1B of House Resolution 8, the House stands adjourned until 11 a.m. on Friday, January 15th, 2021.
All right, so again, he has been impeached, Donald Trump, and we'll just quickly show you this very quickly, that the House is now in recess until Friday. The House is now in recess until Friday. So now what's going to happen is Senate will now... Excuse me for a second. Just took a brief pause because I had to compose my thoughts there for a second. The Senate will now move on to trial, where they will wait until after Joe Biden officially is sworn in as President of the United States. So we're just going to cut off from that feed right now. So again, we have lost the feed from the House. As expected, we were going to lose the tape. And of course, no surprise there, but we are just monitoring ABC News right now. Actually, no, let me check my lowcast. But yeah, a very sad moment for our country's history. I do not like to come on the air with the sadness that we are going through right now. We know hopefully in a week the sadness will become joyous over the 46th President of the United States being sworn in next week. We are going to anticipate that at this particular moment. So, with that, we are officially going to wrap up our coverage. If you are new here, subscribe if you want. If you are subscribed, remember to have the notification bell turned on. This has been a special report from Andy's Randomness. This is Andy Pollack signing off.